we can conduct it fairly for everyone.
Well, are you ready for that now?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do questions, and we're going to do questions, okay? So this is the proposal on the ballot. So if you have a pet project, a pet solution, whatever, frankly, we don't care because this is what's on the ballot. So if this doesn't pass, well, then that would be the appropriate time in June or July when the city's considering another option to talk about it then. What we're interested in tonight is questions. And so Mike and I are going to hold on to the microphone. You're not going to get the mic. We're not going to have a Monty Python deal where I'm going to chase you for the mic. So give us your question, and if you have it directed to a particular person, that would be great. If it's a general question, that's fine. And then please listen to the questions and the answers, because if somebody says, why does it cost $25 million? I say, well, we kind of went through that, but let me tell you again. And then the next person says, you know, it seems like it costs a lot of money. Why does it cost $25 million? I'm going to take the microphone away and call you a name you're not going to like. So we want any question that relates to the lake, that relates to this proposal. If you've got another proposal, that's great. Write a letter to the editor, take out radio time, do whatever you want with that. But that's not tonight, okay? So if you've got a question, raise a hand, and then Mike and I will go back and forth. Here's a gentleman right here. First of all, I think the watershed was a little bigger than that. Okay, so the question is, I would point out there's also EPA regulations that also apply to farmers.
Oh, my name is Jordan Hansen. I just want to clarify, after we spend $25 million, we can expect to have a 50% algae bloom frequency on our lake still, based on what you said.
Doesn't it depend in part about the kind of summer we have and the amount of rain we have and those kinds of factors as well?
Yes, it certainly depends on those factors.
It would not be the responsibility of the homeowner, he said. City would be paying for it, and I assume if the lake is drained, we would also look at gabions and that other sort of retaining material that's around the lake.
Thank you. I'm Jesse Stroud. My question, or I guess yes, question is, tonight's an informational meeting, but the vote this summer is for approval of the loan, correct? This is not approval of the project, it's approval of the loan. Is that correct?
Well, it's the approval of the loan for this project. If the loan doesn't go through, the project doesn't go through. Well, do you have $25 million? Well, we came up with 8. Uh-huh. So I guess that's my question. Are we going to still do it if we don't have the loan? Well, okay. Let me answer that question as a guy who was in politics. We've got a mayoral race in June, and we have 4 city council races. 3 of them are contested, maybe a 4th. There's petitions out not yet returned. And so nobody here really can answer that question because let's assume for a moment that this project does not pass. Just a second. Let's assume that this does not pass, okay? Whatever you want to call it. Sure, fine. But the people here can't answer that because you might have a mayor, somebody else. You might have 3 other council people. And then it would be up to the new council and mayor to look at what happened. The loan didn't go through to make a decision. So nobody here tonight can look in the crystal ball and say, if this fails, yes, we'll go ahead. If this fails, we'll do plan B. Nobody can say that tonight. Well, even without the exact wording, I think what we heard is that the loan is tied to this specific project. And so if people vote no on the loan, they're voting no on this project. If they vote yes on the loan, they're voting yes on this project. Okay, we had another question over here.
Matt Dorr, 2 questions here, if I may. If the vote does pass, what continued tangible measurement of success occurs? I think we all know just because something might look good doesn't mean the lake's healthy or that's a sustainable long-term solution. That's question one.
Does the Department of Natural Resources have anything to do with this afterwards, or is it just on us? Well, I ask because it's not just a consideration of, if you don't believe me, you can even ask me. There's another group that does test.
Second question is, if the solution and the project is determined unsuccessful, what are the repercussions?
Well, again, I think that's up to the new council. Well, but they can't say because they don't make the decision. Well, here's the thing. If people vote on this project and then it doesn't meet expectations, whatever those expectations are, then it's up to the new council and potentially the new mayor to make that decision. These people can't predict. Did it pass? Oh, well, we don't know. Did the incumbents win? Well, we don't know. So it's unanswerable at this point. Yeah. They can't because they can't say what the new council's going to do. That's it.
We've got a question right here, Matt.
This plan is the best that these experts can come up with and has the best chance. No one can guarantee any plan. If it doesn't work, the new council will have to move on to something else. And I think at that point we drop this line of questioning. Mike has another question. We are at 7:25. We promised we'd get you out of here at 7:30. I know there is another discussion on the food tax that a lot of people want to get to. So let's do one more question if we have time.
If we could, Jeff, I've got two up here. Maybe
You got
we
two
could
up
do
here?
these three.
Let's zoom through them fast.
Okay.
Please, questions, no speeches. Comments on how we can conduct it fairly for everyone.
Frankly, we don't care.